Hey, Sam and I are going to shop at Savers. Want to come?
I'm down.
Sick. See you there.
Hey. Dang, I wish I had enough money for all these clothes.
I have enough money because I'm an American.
Americans in the 1900s didn't feel the same.
I think they felt like no matter how hard they worked, they never could fulfill the American dream.
I agree, but it was because of welfare reforms that they now feel the same way.
Interesting. You should tell me about it as we leave. Well, my grandma was around for when the Great Depression happened and the stock market crash of 1929, and she told me once, for a school project, about how when the crash happened that people began to lose their jobs, money, and became different people, which created tension in the United States as a whole. The American people felt like they had been robbed of the American ideal that you could start from anywhere and work to get where you wanted. The person to change that was Roosevelt with his New Deal implications.
I remember in school learning about Roosevelt's welfare reform plans. In Miss Eulberg, we learned that Americans had been dealt a bad hand that could only be fixed by the government. He started this by using his New Deal program to create more jobs, expanded Social Security, aid to the elderly, and single mother pension programs, which was funded by the federal government.
The people were not very happy about this as well. They felt like they were paying for people's free rides. This all changed when Bill Clinton was running for president in 1992.
1992? It's like 26 years.
Great observation there, Maddie, but you are right. Over the course of almost 30 years, Bill Clinton's Personal and Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act from 1996 started his campaign, promised to end the welfare as we have come to know it.
Right. Doesn't that act give the states control of welfare instead of the federal government?
Exactly.
Do you know what TANF is?
Come again?
TANF, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Program.
What?
Oh, Maddie, with TANF, instead of welfare being funded open-endedly, it was funded by federal grants to states with requirements to match some of the federal dollars back.
Do you think that there were caps for how long and how much aid a person could receive?
Of course, TANF added work requirements and even harsh punishments for those who did not comply with their requirements.
I heard that the Clinton-era welfare was a success, but is that true? Did this all work?
Yes, for a while, children were actually receiving the most aid, about 39.2% compared to 18 to 64-year-olds getting about 16% and elderly getting 12%. In total, the amount of people actually receiving welfare payments fell by half to 6.3 million by 2000.
Half. So, economic conditions were excellent during the debate over Clinton's reforms. But what about the financial crisis of 2008? Could the reforms sustain such a low point for society and the market?
Once the crisis hit, an additional 1.5 million families with children living in poverty were created, making critics question the reliability of the framework during this market downtime.
Critics argued that the number of funds states were receiving had not yet been adjusted for the inflation since the 1990s, so they had little money to meet the needs for the welfare era.
So, 26 years after Clinton's first attempt to change the welfare system, and 10 years after the market crash in 2008, is our new president doing anything to fix this issue and address the welfare issues of today?
In Donald Trump's State of the Union in January, he told Congress that he had a plan to lift our citizens from welfare to work.
In April, he signed the Reducing Poverty in America by promoting opportunity and economic mobility, making government secretaries review their existing welfare programs.
Most conservatives are using Clinton's TANF policy as a model because they believed it was successful in reducing costs and lowering the number of people on welfare.
I know that this is the GOP's best chance in a generation to make major changes to the country's safety net programs like Medicaid and food stamps.
The government is trying to guide policy changes by adding work requirements, which makes people prove that they are working to gain Medicaid and other benefits.
Does that make sense?
I think I'm starting to get it. So, with the need for more attention to welfare reform since the Great Depression and 1929 stock market crash, President Bill Clinton wanted to transform the old system to be more efficient to the needs of the 90s and got the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act passed to take control away from the federal government to the individual states.
And TANF?
Oh yeah. TAMF changed the financing and benefit structure for cash assistance being centered around personal responsibility, which is why the number of adults who actually qualified for benefits shrunk.
Wow.
I'm so proud of you, you got it!
Maddie B. Traps gets schooled. Thanks, Eulberg.
Economic.